It's important because it's the day where we actually think about how important democracy is to us all. It is a fairly recent day, even though one would think that it's a very traditional thing, but it's a new invention. And I think that it is a sign that the international community is valuing democracy today much more openly and are not afraid of using the D word any longer, which is a very good sign. There are many, many reasons to support democracy. You could talk about our obligations to support democracy because since we all agree to the international conventions on human rights, we have a responsibility to make sure that every single individual in this world has access to their human rights. And one important part are the political and civil rights, the right to vote for your government and be able to throw it away if you wish, the right to speak up without being imprisoned, the right to organize and so forth. So it is about human dignity. The other answer is that it lies in the interest of our security. A secure world is a democratic world. Democracy does not mean that you have less conflicts. It only means that you deal with the conflicts in a non-violent way. So we live more safe, we will have more prosperity, we will in general have a higher quality of life in a world that is marked by respect for democracy. I think the EU has advanced considerably in the last few years. We have, since the Council conclusions in 2009 and all throughout now the recent framework for action, are emphasizing that all the different parts of EU, both the conflict resolution, the election monitoring, the development assistance, need to cooperate and focus on how we can work together in order to improve democracy. We have more instruments. We have managed to integrate the theme of democracy into development to complement the economic and social focus on development. The delegations on the ground are becoming more important. We will have focal persons who deal with democracy and human rights. Democracy is part of our reporting system, and there is planning and going on in order to support the domestic democratic processes that we wish to support. So I would say that a lot of things have happened, but there are a few more things to do. Some of the instruments that the EU has used, such as the government tranches, have not been very productive, and maybe the EU would need to stop thinking about how we can punish and exclude countries and governments that we do not like, and instead focus on how we can support actors and processes. The other thing I would like to mention is the need for EU to act as a democratic voice in the United Nations and in multilateral fora. The EU is needed in the global scene, and the EU has strength that is unused as a political actor globally. I think it's absolutely crucial. You have to understand what's going on. You have to know the actors, you have to identify the drivers of change, you have to understand the power play in order to know where external actors are needed to support the change towards democracy. So I think it's an excellent step forward.